Hello everyone, hi. In this video I want to express my opinion and I want to answer the question, should you improve your mother tongue? And well, it sounds like a very dumb question, so please don't laugh at me and give me the chance to explain why I want to answer this question and why I think it is a good idea to also improve your mother tongue. First of all, I want to say that of course I want to focus as much as possible on other languages, because I'm trying to learn other languages, right? And my mother tongue is already a language, which I've learned since I was young. So, I mean, of course, I try to focus as much as possible on other languages. And yeah, the languages where I'm focusing on right now are, mostly are Indonesian and German, French, Spanish, Portuguese, like these five languages. And I also want to say I would really like it to practice these languages. So if one of you speak one of these languages, I would really appreciate it if you could text me on Instagram, if you could send me a message on my Instagram page or on my Facebook if you want. And my Instagram page is the first link below this video. My Facebook page, the second link below this video. And yeah, of course, I also like it to have some more interaction with my audience. I think it's very cool. I try to answer as much messages as possible, but please understand it when that I cannot reply all my messages because I'm pretty busy. But I really would appreciate it if you could send me a message. Yeah, this is the day when I will have my new live stream on my Twitch channel, and my Twitch channel is like the third link below this video. And yeah, it's really cool if you can use different languages in the chat. There are also other language learners in the chat, which is very cool. Even some polyglots. So it's a very, yeah, slowly it's becoming a sort of language learning community, and I like that interaction with those people. Okay, now what I want to say about learning different languages, that is very difficult. And in my opinion, I think your mother tongue is like a sort of, you know, it's it's your home, basically, that sounds very dramatic, but I mean, it's your home, it's a language where you feel really comfortable in. You can, you basically don't have to think about what you want to say, it's a language which you trust, you feel always comfortable, and you can just say what you want. And that's different when you're learning other languages, it's very difficult sometimes to find a word in order to translate your feelings or your thoughts. It's sometimes very, especially when it's abstract, it could be very difficult, and that's why in your mother tongue you have the best knowledge because it's your mother tongue, that makes sense. And that's also the reason why I think it is good to improve your mother tongue, because even when a language is your mother tongue, there are still so many words which you've never learned, maybe, and there are even native speakers with of a language which have higher levels compared to other people speaking the same language, so there is already like a huge variety, and it also depends on people, on the jobs of people, like if someone has a job at a hospital, that person knows other vocabulary than someone who is working, yeah, for example, like in yeah, let's say I'm thinking about something, like a sort of service desk or something, that person is maybe learning other words, but if that person would these people would learn the same vocabulary, they would also how do you say it, they would basically inspire each other, and both of them will learn more words, words which they've maybe they've maybe which they maybe didn't learn before, what I basically want to say, how more words you know in your mother tongue, how easier it will be to learn another language which has similar words um, compared to your mother tongue. So, for example, I can give a good example. There are words which I could have never understand when I was speaking a language with someone, a foreign language, if I didn't knew this word in my mother tongue. So, for example, last time in my video, there was a lady, she was studying ecology, and in well, in English it's ecology, in Spanish it's ecologia, and in Dutch it's ecologie. But the reason why I recognize the word ecologia is because I know the Dutch word, which is ecologie, and also the English word ecology. So I think that I've learned the word ecology first in well, of course, ecologie in my mother tongue first, then in English ecology, and then in Spanish I learned it because I've heard it from I heard it the first time. I heard it the first time when she was saying it. So But I recognize it because I know the word ecology in English and ecologie in Dutch. But then there are so many words like that who have the same origin, and they just have a different declension in another language, you know. So there are many words which you basically can recognize. I'm not saying that it's always like that, because there are also many words who have how do you say it, different, totally different translation in another word. So for example, um, like possibilidad and possibility. You know, possibility in English, posibilidad in Spanish. In Dutch, it's mogelijkheid. But then in German, it's for example like Möglichkeit, right? So then you will also recognize the word Möglichkeit, because I know the word mogelijkheid in Dutch. And there are many other words. There's so many. I would say the more complicated vocabulary, you know, is how do you say it? If you know these words more in your mother tongue, it is so much easier to learn the same vocabulary in another language, if the words have a similarity with the words which you've learned. So as I said, it's not always like that, but there could be possibilities. So I would say your understanding level would improve if you would try to learn more complicated words in your mother tongue. So basically, if you would maybe try to study a dictionary, you know, like it sounds very boring, very nerdy, I know. But basically, if you have a dictionary, if you would look at the words which there are in your mother tongue, and you try to learn, well, maybe 95% of them, you know, then it will also help you in the future to recognize other words. So it's more like a sort of understanding level. You will understand other people easier if they have words which are related to the new words which you've learned. And finally, you will also maybe start using them, and you're trying to get out of your comfort zone. So it's a good exercise to use the words which you've learned into a new context. And that's basically how these words will be saved in your brains, you know? I think it's interesting. And another thing is that there are many things which I didn't know, for example, that it also has to do with history. I had a very interesting conversation yesterday with a friend of me. You know, he just wants to know everything. You know, if he doesn't understand something, he wants to know it, and he really inspired me. And for example, I have a huge trouble understanding the genitive case in German. So I just asked him like, how does this work? I don't understand it. And the first thing what he was telling is like, in Dutch you also have the genitive case, and I didn't know that. There was never someone who told me that there is a genitive case in Dutch. The thing is that the genitive case is barely used in Dutch. That's a different thing, you know. So well, the genitive case in Dutch, for example, is 's ochtends, 's avonds, and if you go back to the history, they said, you know, it means in the morning, in the morning and afternoon. That's middags. But back, you know, like many years ago, it was des ochtends, um, sorry, yeah, des morgens, des middags, des avonds, and yeah, that's what how it was say before. So that's like also the genitive case basically, and you also have it, for example, with the Koninkrijk der Nederlanden. That's like basically there were more genitive cases in Dutch back in the history, but these cases didn't survive. The person who told me that speaks German fluently, but he's learning Dutch, and he told me this, and he basically knew more about Dutch, which is my mother tongue, than that I knew by myself. So basically, he helped me to improve my mother tongue, to understand my mother tongue better, understand the history better, because no one told me this. If I knew this before, I would have learned the German genitive case so much easier, because it is so, you know, because your mother tongue is a language which you trust, you feel comfortable, it's your home. If you learn it first, how it works in your own mother tongue, and it has a similarity with any other language, then it's way easier because that language is in your heart, you know. And any other language which you're learning, of course, in the future you will also love it, but you will love it once you feel more comfortable. But how easy if is it if you will, how do you say it, feel more comfortable in a shorter time, when there are more options to compare the information of the language with the information which you've already learned before. So I basically want to say with this video, like I think it's good to try to expand your vocabulary in your mother tongue as well. I think that's good, and that will help you in general as well with your knowledge in your mother tongue. Your I would also even say, like, if you can talk in your own mother tongue about more topics and getting more out of your comfort zone, if you try to do that first in your own mother tongue, it will also become easier when you do that with another language which you are learning. I want to wish everyone good luck, and try to keep practicing, try to motivate other people, and good luck.